All right, bit of a different location today. This is where I've been storing Loud and Ugly for the winter. It's about, I don't know, 35, 40 degrees in here. So not the warmest, not what I'm used to working in, but we're gonna make it work. First thing we're gonna take care of is the lighting in here. Got these lights from Harbor Freight here. They just link together, 5,500 lumens. We're gonna see how bright that makes it in here so that I can get under this and tear the third member out of the Ford 9-inch. So we got the shop lights up. It's definitely a lot brighter in here. Those little lights that I got from Harbor Freight work pretty good. I only put 3 up on the ceiling, just used some safety wire to hang them up for now. We got 1 underneath there so we can see to work on the truck. Then I put the only light that was in this garage working up over the over the bench here so that we can see when we pull stuff out on the bench. We got Coop the shop dog. What do you think of that camera? He's not too sure about the camera beeping, so yeah, what do you think? Come here. Yeah, come here. Good boy. So the first thing we're gonna have to do here is take the rear wheels off. I got it already on jack stands just so it wasn't sitting on the wheels over winter time. We'll have to pull the axle shafts out so that we can pull that third member out of the front of the housing. All right, I'm gonna have Jordan hold the brakes because the wheels are off the ground. We're gonna break these lug nuts loose on both sides and pop these tires off. As soon as she sits down in there, we got dryer sheets and soap all over, so no mice get in there. Coop, watch your head. Hey, back up. Back up. All right. Foot on the brake. All right, so I'm gonna take these calipers off. There's just 2 9/16 bolts. Pull those off. This rotor is gonna come off and leave us with the backing plate. This setup that I have here has a parking brake system on the inside of this rotor, but it's not hooked up. So I'll just pop that backing plate off and that'll give us access to the axle shafts in there and we can pull those out. Free kisses while I'm working on the truck. Coop, what do you think of this? He's a supervisor today. Because I don't have a soft line, I got this hard copper line. I'm gonna have Jordan hang on to this real quick. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna drain the diff housing right now. There's just a plug on the bottom. And that way we can get in there and pull this third member out, which is right here in the front. That's kind of tight. It's just a pipe plug. And there it goes. That's some thick stuff right there. There we go. Perfect. It's actually not that bad under here. I got a decent amount of room. So now that we've got that oil draining out, what I'm gonna do is pull all these nuts off of the studs here that are in the housing so we can pop this third member out and pull the axle shafts out. if anyone's wondering about the rear end that I have in here, it's a strange engineering. This is a 9-inch Ford, kind of modified to fit this year truck. It's a 64, 5, and 6 setup. So when I bought it, it came with all the original brackets that mounted to the original trailing arms that were on this truck. I did have to cut those off when I put the ladder bars on and weld all those new brackets on. So it worked out really nice because you can buy it fully built, ready to go, slaps right in for the 64, 5, and 6 Chevy trucks. They probably make it for tons of other stuff. You can check out their website. This one, I've got 35 spline axles, so they're super beefy. And then I've got a 411 gear in there right now with a spool. So the spool, this means that the rear wheels are locked all the time. I didn't do a posi because I wanted the spool for drag racing and doing wheelies. So I'm doing a gear change right now. That's why I'm pulling this out. We're going from a 411 to, I think it's a 523 gear that I have. That's for the Ford 9-inch. And that's going to be in the next couple videos coming up of doing a gear change on a Ford 9-inch. So now that the axle shafts are out of the housing, that also pulls them out of the center section. I left 2 bolts in here. The housing's all drained. I'm going to pull these 2 bolts and then the center section should fall right out. There we go. Alright, here it comes. Maybe. I just don't want to punch my fingers in there. Okay. There we go. That's the Ford 9-inch center section right there. Here's the inside of the housing. Super wide open. Nothing special. This thing's pretty heavy. So as you can see, it's pretty simple with a spool. If you've never seen a rear end with a spool, just locks both axle shafts together. They both spin on this ring and we got the pinion up there. There's not a whole lot to it. As you can see, working a little bit tighter area now, less tools, things like that. It actually went pretty smooth, pulling the axle shafts out, getting the center section out. We got some shop lights up in here now so I can see. So what I thought this winter was going to turn into of not being able to work on my truck because it was in storage, I am going to be able to bust out a few things. In January here, I'm hoping to get the motor sent out. I'm going to end up and do something special. Kind of release what I'm going to do later on. That's kind of up in the air still, so I don't want to get too crazy telling you guys what I'm going to do. But with that being said, I'm here working in this shop just because this winter we're trying to finish up the 56 Chevy. So sorry to stray away from that for an episode, but didn't have time to get anything done to that, and I needed to get this done on my truck, so I figured might as well do an episode about working on the C10. So thanks for hanging in there, and who knows what you'll see for the next episode. Could be a gear change, could be more 56 Chevy, so just stay tuned.